Hello. Hi. What's happening? What has happened to your sound? You can't hear me. Let me try to connect the microphone. Hello. Mm. Hello, can you hear me? But I can't hear you. Is your microphone working? Um, so why can't I hear you? Hmm. Now, it's showing that there's something wrong with your microphone. So, uh, but you can hear me. Right. Okay. So you'll be doing a lot of shaking of the head. That's the problem. If I don't hear you. Yeah. By the time we finish, you will really be tired. Yes. Shaking the head. I can't tell why. Let me see if. Um. And these people are not there. Usually, I would have sent a message to. Okay, right. All right. Okay. So we are going to continue with solving simultaneous equations. Okay. Just to remind you what we went through. So we did question 1, and what I said is first you need to label them. So what I've done here, I've labeled equation 1 and I have labeled equation 2 so that I know actually which one is 1 and which one is 2. So my second step is actually to see which one am I multiplying with. Does not necessarily mean it's a must to do this, because what you need to do, you need to check here. So for example, I've multiplied equation 1 by 2 because I want to get 6 here, and multiply equation 2 by 3 because I want to get 6 here. Now, the other way I would have done it, if I wanted to get rid of y instead of x, I would have multiplied equation 1 by 5, which gives me 10y, and multiply this by 2, which gives me 10y. So if I wanted to get rid of y, that's what I would have done. So what you need to do is try to find out or decide which of these do you want to get rid first. So I've decided to get rid of x. Therefore, after multiplying the first one, which is equation 1 by 2, I would get 6x plus 4y is equal to 16. So this is equation 3 because I've changed this equation to this one here. In the same way, I've multiplied this one by 3. Therefore, I have 6x plus 15y, and this becomes equation 4 is equal to minus 6 because I have changed this equation to this one. The next what I need to do is to subtract equation 4, which is this equation 4, from equation 3. That's what this means. So subtract equation 4 from equation 3. Okay? So therefore, 6x plus 4y is equal to 16. That's my equation 4. Sorry, my equation 3. And then take away 6x plus 15y is equal to minus 6. Now 6x, take away 6x is going to give me 0x. Then 4y, take away 15y is going to give me minus 11y. And then 16, take away minus 6, it means I need to add 6 to 16. So that gives me 22. The next what I need is to divide both sides by minus 11. Okay. Now, why do I divide by minus 11? Because I want y, not minus y. Therefore, I'm dividing this here, this side, and this side by minus 11. So this is what is shown here. So minus 11y, which is what I got here, divided by minus 11 is equal to 22, which is this one here, divided by minus 11. Now, 11 into that gives me y, while 22 divided by minus 11 gives me minus 2. So the first answer I've got of y is equal to minus 2. Do you follow? Okay. Then what I need to do, I need now to substitute y is equal to minus 2, which means the answer I got here, I'm substituting into equation 1. Does not necessarily mean you need to substitute into equation 1. You would have actually substituted into equation 2, doesn't matter. But the most important, substitute in the original equations, not the ones you have changed, in case you have made a mistake. So always substitute into these original equations. So I've chosen to substitute into equation 1. So this is what I'm doing. So I have 3x, which is 3x I have, plus 2 times minus 2. This minus 2 is the y. So you can see here is 2 times y. But my y is minus 2, which I got from the first part. Therefore, if I simplify this, I'm going to have 3x minus 4 is equal to 8. Then I need to add 4 to both sides because I need to get rid of this. So 3x minus 4 plus 4 is going to be equal to 8 plus 4. This cancels out, so I have 3x is equal to 8 plus 4 gives me 12. Therefore, I need to divide both sides by 3 to get x. So 3x divided by 3 gives me equal to 12 divided by 3. Therefore, x is equal to 4. Therefore, the answer for this simultaneous equation is x is equal to 4 and y is equal to minus 2. Yeah? Okay? Right. Okay, so let's go to question number 2. Okay, question number 2. So I don't know why I can't make this straight. Again, I've started by labeling them. So the first one I've put as equation 1. The second one I've put as equation 2. Now, what I've done, I've said multiply number 1 by 3 and multiply 2 by 2. Okay, why? Because I want to get rid of y. So I need to make this one 6y, and I made to make this one also 6y. So that's why I have multiplied the first one by 3 and multiply the second one by 2. So if I multiply the first one by 3, I get 18x plus 6y is equal to minus 9, and this now becomes equation 3. Then equation 2, I'm going to multiply by 2, which gives me 8x minus 6y is going to give me 22. Now, all I need is to add this up. Why just adding up? Because if I add, this actually becomes 0. Okay? So I have 18x plus 6y is equal to minus 9 plus 8x minus 6y is equal to 22. Now, 18x plus 8 gives me 26x. 6y plus minus 6y will give me 0. That's why there's nothing here. And then minus 9 plus 22 will give me 13. Then I need to divide both sides by 26 because I need to find the x. So 26x over 26, sorry, this is a mistake, should be over 26 is equal to 13 over 26. Therefore, x becomes half. So we shouldn't have this x here. Okay. Yeah, so x is equal to half. That's the first answer that I found. And then I'm going to substitute x is equal to half, which I've actually found, into equation number 1. I could have actually substituted into equation 2. It doesn't matter. But as long as I've substituted in the original equations, not these equations that I have changed. So if I'm going to substitute x is equal to half, then it means I have 6 times x, which is half, plus 2y, which is this one here, is equal to minus 3. 6 times half is going to give me 3, and then plus 2y is equal to minus 3. I need to subtract 3 both sides because I'm looking for y. Therefore, I'm going to have 3 plus 2y minus 3 is equal to minus 3 minus 3. And this side, this cancels with this. I have only got 2y. On this side, I have minus 3 gives me minus 6. Therefore, what I need to do is to divide by 2 both sides to get y. So 2y over 2 is going to be equal to minus 6 divided by 2. That gives me y is equal to minus 3. Therefore, the answers for these two simultaneous equations is x is equal to half and y is equal to minus 3. Do you follow? Okay, right. Okay. Let's go to the question number 3. Okay, right. Now, question number 3. Again, I'm going to label them. So I have labeled the first one as equation 1, the second one as equation 2. Now, I will always use this linear, not this which is a second degree. I will use this one to substitute into that. So I'm using substitution method. So substitute y is equal to 3x plus 1 into equation 1. So that's what I've done here. So I have x squared. Now, wherever there's y, there's going to be 3x plus 1 because that's what I've been told here. So I have put 3x plus 1, but this y is y squared. So I need to square this. Then it gives me equal to 5. Now I need to expand this bracket without removing it, which means square this. If I square this, I get 9x squared plus 6x plus 1. Okay? And then I remove the bracket. I'm going to have x squared plus 9x squared plus 6x plus 1 is equal to 5. I'm going to add this plus that, which gives me 10x squared, and plus 6x, which we have, and then plus 1 is equal to 5. I need to subtract 5 from both sides so that I have quadratic equation. Therefore, I'm going to have 10x squared plus 6x plus 1 take away 5, and then on the other side as well 5 take away 5. So this side here gives me 0, while this side here 1 minus 5 gives me minus 4. So what I have now is 10x squared plus 6x minus 4 is equal to 0, which is a quadratic equation. Okay, we would have solved that by either completion of the square or use quadratic formula, but I've chosen to factorize. So I have factorized this. To factorize this, what I have 2x plus 2 brackets, and then 5x minus 2 brackets is equal to 0. Okay, if you multiply this out, you should get this quadratic equation here. Therefore, either this here, which is 2x plus 2 is equal to 0, or this here, 5x minus 2 is equal to 0. Now, I will start with this one. So if 2x plus 2 is equal to 0, Then I subtract 2 from either side, so which means I'm going to have 2x plus 2, take away 2, is equal to 0, take away 2. So that gives me, this cancels out, it gives me 2x is equal to minus 2. Then I divide both sides by 2. So 2x divided by 2 is equal to minus 2 divided by minus 2. That will give me x on this side, and this side will give me minus 1. Now, once you have got x is equal to minus 1, we need to find the corresponding answer or corresponding value of y. Okay, so what I need to do is substitute x is equal to minus 1 into this here, the second equation. It's easier to do this. Does not necessarily mean you can't use. You can use that one as long as you have used this original. But this is simpler than that one. Therefore, what I've done, I've taken x is equal to minus 1 I've found and substitute into this to find the corresponding value of y. So y is going to be equal to 3, which is this 3 here, multiplied by x that I found, which is minus 1. That's what you can see here. And then add 1, which is 1 here. Okay. Now, if I do that, I'm going to have minus 3 plus 1. That gives me y is equal to minus 2. So, which means when x is minus 1, y is going to be equal to minus 2. So, that's the first set of answers. Okay? You follow? Okay. Then we need to take the second one, this, which is this one here. So 5x minus 2 is equal to 0. Then I need to add 2 to both sides. Okay. So then 5x minus 2 plus 2 gives me 0 plus 2. Now this cancels, so I have only 5x is equal to 2. Then I need to divide by 5 both sides. If I divide by 5 this side, will give me x. If I divide by 5 this side, is going to be 2/5. Therefore, giving me x is equal to 2 over 5. Okay. Then I need to take this now, substitute again into this equation to find the corresponding value of y. So therefore, I'm going to have y is equal to 3, which is this 3 here, multiplied by x. The value of x I've found is 2 over 5, okay, which is what you see here, 2 over 5. Okay, so 3 times 2 over 5 plus 1. Okay, if I multiply this out, I'm going to have 6 at the top there. 3 times 2 is 6. At the bottom there is 5. Now 1 is the same as 5 over 5. Okay, we always take this denominator here. So if you're going to find something, for example, 1/7 plus 1, what it is 1/7 plus 7 over 7. Okay, right? So here is going to be 5 by plus 5 because it's easier. All you need to do is add the top, okay, and maintain the 5 at the bottom. That's all. Because the common denominator here is 5. So 6 plus 5 is 11, and the common denominator is 5. So which means when x is 2 over 5, it means your y value is 11 over 5. Therefore, your answers here is x is equal to 2/5 and y is equal to 11 over 5. So these are the 4 answers that you were supposed to find in this number 3 simultaneous equation for question number 3. Do you follow? Okay. Right. Let's go to number 4. Okay. Here's number 4. Okay. Again, I have labeled them. So first one, equation 1, second one, equation 2, and then I've said multiply 1 by 3. Okay, so I've multiplied this one by 3. Why? Because I want to get rid of y. Okay, so if we check here, you realize this is minus 3y and this is y. If I multiply this one by 3, it means I'll have 3y, and I just need to add these 2 to get rid of y. Do you follow? Does not necessarily mean always the time you need to multiply both of them. No. Okay. So what we have here, okay, I've multiplied number 1 by 3. If I multiply number 1 by 3, I'm going to have 12x, which is, you see here, 12x. And this one here is going to become 3 3y, okay, and is equal to this times 3 is going to be minus 3, okay. So then what I've said, this is now becomes equation number 3 because I've changed this one to this format. So I add this equation here to this 2 here, okay. So therefore I have 4x minus 3y, which was my equation 2, is equal to 7, and plus the new equation, which is equation 3, which is 12x plus 3y is equal to minus 3. If I add 4 plus 12 gives me 16x, minus 3y plus 3y gives me 0 here, and 7 minus 3 gives me 4, okay. Then what I need to do is substitute, divide this side by 16 and do the same on the right hand side by 16. So this is what you see here. 16x divided by 16 will give me x, and 4 divided by 16 will give me 1/4. So your first answer is x is equal to 1/4, okay. All right, and then I need to substitute. So then I found the value of 1, which is x. Now I need to find the value of y. Now to find the value of y, I just need to substitute the value of x I have found into one of the original. Doesn't matter whether it's that one or this one, as long as you have used the original. So what I've said here, substitute x is equal to 1/4 into 1. So I've chosen to substitute into the equation 1. So equation 1, which means will be 4 times that x which is 1/4, then plus y is equal to minus 1. Now 4 times 1/4 will give me 1, and then plus this y is equal to minus 1. What I need is to subtract 1 from both sides so that I have only y this side. So you have 1 plus y minus 1 is equal to minus 1 minus 1. That 1 cancels with this one, and then y is equal to minus 2. So our answers is x is equal to 1/4 and y is equal to minus 2. Yeah? Do you follow? Okay, good. Okay, let's go to number 5. Okay, now here I've scribbled a lot, but that's not what really you were supposed to do. It's just to help you to more, because we are studying. So when you are studying, obviously you need to to do more so that you understand what is going on. But otherwise, all you needed to do is just draw the line. The answers is where these two intersect. So what you need to do is which one is which graph. So that's why I have actually, what I try to do is to find this equation, which graph does it belong to this equation, and which graph does it belong to this equation. So equation 1, the graph for equation 1 is this one here, okay. All right, and then equation graph for equation 2 is this one here, okay. Now where they say solve them, all you do is actually you equate this is equal to that. That's what you do. But when you have already given a graph already, all you need to do, this solution is where they have intersected. So they have intersected here. All you need to do is draw a line down. That will give you your x value. So here x is 2, and then from the same you just draw a line towards your y to find the value of y. So as you can see, y here is 3. Yeah, okay, that's all you needed. But I was trying to draw these so that you can see how I actually I mean, all I'm interested is which line belongs to which graph. That's all. Yeah, that's all I've done here. But you didn't need to do all this in an exam. All you needed is only this bit here, just drawing a line and reading from it. Okay. Now, when we come to this one here, which is B, now the most important here is to understand the properties of parallel lines and their gradients. Okay, so in a parallel line, right, the two parallel lines are going to have the same gradient. So once you find the gradient of one line, the gradient of the other parallel line is going to be the same. So if you look at this equation of the line that you're being given, y is equal to half x plus 2. The gradient of this line is half, okay? Which means the the parallel line to this equation is going to have the same half. Do you follow? If they were perpendicular, then we needed to multiply these two. So you would have gradient m1, gradient m2. If you multiply m1 time, multiply by m2, it should give you -1. But that's not the case. So this is a parallel. Now, they have told you that obviously that line is passing through this point here. Now, what you need to do, you need to understand the property of the gradient of parallel lines, but also the equation of a straight line. You are lost there. Hello. You are back. Okay. So you need the property of gradients of parallel lines, but also you need to know how do we write equation of a straight line. So this is equation of a straight line. So y is equal to mx plus c, which is what I went through with you. Now you know what m is already. So m is half. That's what you're being given. Okay. And y, because this line is passing through this point, it means your y is going to be 4. Okay. And then what you are interested to find, you want to find the c. So at this point here, it means x is 0 and m is half and y is 4. So obviously this 0 which you have, because it's passing through this point where x is 0, times half is 0, which means 0 plus c is going to give you 4. That's what I've actually explained all this. So m is half, x is 0, y is equal to 4. Where do I get this from? This one is this here from this equation. X is equal to 0. I'm getting from this point here. At this point, the first is 0 is for x, and the second value is for y. Okay, so that's where I got this from. So all I need to do, the problem I have is to find this. I need to find the c. So 4 is equal to half times 0 plus c, which gives me c is going to be equal to 4. Okay, do you follow? I do. Yeah. Okay. So then all I need to do is substitute this back into here. Okay, into this equation, because this is the equation of a straight line. So then I'm going to have y is equal to half x plus 4. You can multiply by 2 both sides if you want, but you can leave it as it is. So if you want to multiply by 2, it's going to give you 2y is equal to x plus 8. Okay, but just leave the answer as it is. Do you follow? Yeah, good, excellent. Okay, let's go to question 6. Okay, question 6 has been repeated. Okay, is the can't remember which one. The one we found half. Let me see which one is that one. This one. Okay, question 2. So question 6 and question 2 is the same. You can see. Yeah. Yeah. So no need to worry about that one. Let's go to question 7, which is the last one. Okay, let's look at question 7. Okay, so again I have labeled. So the first equation is equation 1, the second is equation 2. Okay, and then what I've said is look at this here. So I can see if I multiply this one by 3, all I need to do is add this up. If I add this up, I'll get rid of this. Okay, yeah, that's all I need to check. Don't need to multiply both of them. Time is money in an exam. You want to finish the paper as quickly as you can, so that at least you can maximize the marks. So all I've done is multiply equation 1 by 3. Why? Because I want to get rid of y. Okay, so if I multiply equation 1 by 3, I'm going to have 3 times 4, which is 12x, plus 3 times y is going to be 3y, and then 3 times 10 is going to give me 30. So it's going to be 12x plus 3y is equal to 30. And then this is equation 3, because I've transformed this equation into this form of equation. This is different from that, so that's why I've labeled it 3. The next what I need to do is add equation 3, which I've just created, to equation 2. Okay, so this is equation 3, and then I'm adding equation 2. Equation 2 is that one there. If I add, I'm going to have 12 plus 2 gives me 14x, and 3y minus 3y, if I add minus 3y, this gives me 0, and 30 plus 19 gives me 49. Okay, then I have to divide by 14 both sides because I'm interested in x. So that's what you see here. So 14x divided by 14 is equal to 49 divided by 14. That gives me x is equal to 49 over 14. Now 49 over 14 is 7 over 2. It's important for you to live in this form of fraction. Don't use decimals because it's difficult for you to work the others. Okay? Yeah. Now is it showing me that your microphone is at 40? Okay. So the first one is x is equal to 7 over 2. Alright? Then what I need to do is substitute x is equal to 7 over 2 into equation 1. It doesn't matter. As long as I've taken original, I would have substituted into the second equation. That would be fine. Okay? So, but I've chosen equation 1. So equation 1 is 4 then times x. My x is 7 over 2, which I found here. And then plus y. Okay? That will give me 10. If I multiply this one by 4, 7, 2 times 4 is going to give me 14. The other way of looking at it is 2 here, 1, 2 here, 2. 2 times 7 is going to give me 14. Or 4 times 7 is 28. 28 divided by 2 is going to give me 14. Okay? Whichever way you want to do it. Then plus y is equal to 10. What I need to do is subtract 14 from both sides so that I can have y. So that's what I've done here. 14 plus y, which is what I have, take away 14 is equal to 10, take away 14. So this side here, this cancels with that, gives me y, and 10 minus 14 will give me minus 4. So the answer is y is equal to minus 4. So the answers for this is x is equal to 7 over 2 and y is equal to minus 4. Okay? Right. And now you can't ask me. So is there anything you you haven't followed? Do you think everything is fine? Okay, good. Right. So what we'll do tomorrow, we'll focus on graphing this and also finding solutions using graphs. Okay. So we use more graphing. Yeah. Okay. You take care. Sorry for the microphone. It's showing me there's a fault with your microphone. So maybe you may need to change your microphone or find another microphone which is better. Okay. All right. Okay. All the best. See you tomorrow. Bye.